Welcome to Our Community, Our Money, the Entrepreneur in You. My name is Germaine Washington, and I'm your host. Today, I'm super excited to say we will be interviewing a truly great entrepreneur, Jim McIngvale, also known as Mattress Mack, CEO and founder of Gallery Furniture. Mattress Mack is also a dedicated philanthropist who has helped millions of people in the Houston area during Hurricane Harvey and during the Texas power outage from the recent cold storm in 2021. Mattress Mack is an icon in Houston and the surrounding areas. We'll be meeting him shortly. We'll be right back. Hello, Mr. Mack. Welcome to our show.
Hi, Germaine. Great to be on the show. Great to be on the show at HCC.
Okay, so my first question is, what should I call you? Should I call you Mattress Mack, Jim McIngvale, Mr. Mack? What should I address you as?
You can call me any of those. I've been called worse, but I prefer probably Mattress Mack, Germaine.
Okay. Well, thank you. I'll call you Mattress Mack. So you have, we are the Entrepreneur Initiatives Department, and you have been an entrepreneur that is just somebody that we would love for our students to know and work towards. I would like to ask, what is your background and how did you decide to become an entrepreneur? And can you give us some information on that?
Sure, that's a great question, Germaine. My background is I grew up in Dallas, went to school there. And then after I got out of college at North Texas State, I floundered around in 2 or 3 jobs, and I was a failure, felt sorry for myself. Finally, I watched a religious television show one day, and the preacher said, get up, go to work, and make something out of your life. And that really resonated and hit home. So I went out the next day, and I got a job at a small furniture store there in Dallas. And I learned the furniture business from my boss for a couple of years. And my father had always been an entrepreneur. And since he was, I had an entrepreneurial spirit in me. I decided my wife and I would try to open a furniture store in Houston in 1981, which we did, Germaine, with $5,000 in a dream. And presto, 41 years later, we're still here.
That is an amazing story. So I'm also aware that you co-authored a book called Always Think Big. And I want to know, what advice would you give to people who have had setbacks when starting their business?
I would say to people who had setbacks in starting their business, welcome to my world. I have setbacks every day. You know, the other day I lost $10 million on a Super Bowl bet. They asked me how long it take you to get over it. I said about a half a millisecond. A setback, Germaine, and to all the entrepreneurs out there on the HCC channel, a setback is just a setup for a comeback. Entrepreneurs are going to get knocked down every day, and it's not how many times you get knocked down that's important. What's really important is how many times you get up, dust yourself off, put on your big girl, big boy britches, and get back in the game of free enterprise. So getting knocked down is great. It means you're doing something.
Wow, that's amazing advice. So can you share any of the setbacks that you've had in the past in the furniture business? Because we know business is up and down, and sometimes you make an amazing profit, and in some years you may not. And how does one handle those ups and downs during business on a more specific level?
You know, on May 26, 2009, it was a Thursday before Memorial Day. We were planning on having a giant Memorial Day sale here at Gallery Furniture North Freeway. I got a call from our warehouse manager about 8 o'clock at night. He said, we got a fire back here in the warehouse. I said, well, put it out. He said, you don't understand something. This is a big fire. Well, it was a major fire, and the entire Gallery Furniture North Freeway warehouse burnt down within about 2 hours, about $10 million in merchandise, and the store got smoke and water damage all over it. And so we were basically out of business, and we gathered that night about midnight. A bunch of the employees drove in on their day off, and we all held hands and prayed, and we decided to go forward. We had opened a store at Gallery Furniture Post Oak 2 months before, so we had the little storefront there. The North Freeway store was completely destroyed. We had no inventory, no way of going forward, but I wasn't going to quit, nor was my wife or our great team members. So We opened that store up the next day on Friday morning at 7 o'clock. We sold $250,000 worth of furniture that day. We had ordered furniture from our suppliers the night before at midnight, and they drove all night to get here. Miraculously, because of great Houstonians, I got a warehouse that afternoon, about 2 o'clock that afternoon. And even though we'd burned down the night before and we're basically out of business, we delivered $250,000 worth of furniture that Friday and never looked back. So again, a setback is just a setup for comeback. It's not what happens to you, it's how you react to it that matters.
Wow. I mean, that's an amazing, amazing comeback. I mean, I love it. So now I'm going to ask you, because you talked about how much you love Houston, and I know we all love you. And I don't think it's just because you sell us great furniture, but you always give to the community and you always help, especially during Hurricane Harvey. I know that you opened up the store and you allowed people. What made you do that? And why are you such a great person where, yes, you're a businessman, but you also help the community, you give back?
I was very fortunate to have wonderful parents who taught me that the essence of living is giving, and my religious background taught that one of these days at the end of my life, as I go in front of the Creator's not going to ask me how much money I made, but instead how much of a difference I made. So myself and my wife and our team members, my family members, try to make a difference in the community every day. We have a big sign right out here on one of the walls that says, we all have a responsibility for the well-being of our community. So I think as entrepreneurs, it's important not only to make money and take care of our team members, also important to take care of the community. So that's part and parcel of what we do and who we are at Gallery Furniture.
I love it. And then you most recently again helped when we had the very, very bad cold storm and a lot of people didn't have heat and the power outage went out. So again, you were there to open up your store and your heart. What made you, that's part of what you do. So how was that?
Yeah, we had 200 or 300 people sleeping here for several days during the ice storm last year. And all these people were freaking out. What are you going to do with that furniture after they slept on it or ate on it or watched TV on it? I said, what do you think I'm going to do with it? I'm going to have a sale. And we did.
That is so wonderful. Well, listen, we're going to continue this conversation because it's absolutely wonderful. When we return from our break, we will continue our conversation with Mattress Mack, who will tell us more about his successful rise in business. Please don't forget that the Entrepreneurial Initiatives Department has many resources and trainings to help entrepreneurs just like you reach your goals. Visit our website at hccs.edu/small business. We have a calendar of all of our upcoming events and other information that will help you and other business owners in the community. We'll be right back.
Times of change like the one we're in can open up opportunities. Houston Community College can help with over 200 programs, 20 campuses, and financial aid. Enroll today for spring classes and frame your future with HCC.
Welcome back to Our Community, Our Money, the Entrepreneur in You. I would like to welcome back Mattress Mack, along with a couple of other guests. We have Mr. David Regenbaum. He's our entrepreneur in residence, and he will also be joining us. And we have Sandra Louvier, Director of Entrepreneurial Initiatives and Community Outreach at Northwest College. Welcome, everyone, to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to go back to you, Mattress Mack, and ask you, I know you're known for your television commercials, which is a rapid fire of information about all the sales and all of the wonderful furniture you have to offer. And it's been a great tool for you. Have you segued into the social media avenues? Do you use social media now since it's become so prominent?
Yes, Germaine, we do a lot of social media. We do Facebook, we do Google, we do Twitter, all those type of things. I'm not real good at them, but my son is, and his team of social media experts. much younger than me. So we do tons of social media. We do old school media like radio and television, obviously billboards, but probably spend more money now on social media than we do on old school media. So it's a good blend of both.
Okay, so now we're going to ask you, and then we're also going to ask the same question with David and Sandra. How did the Mattress Mack School of Selling come to be? How did you meet with HCC and develop this partnership?
Well, I've always been a big admirer of HCC and all the great things they do for the community. Anybody out there thinking about bettering themselves, I highly suggest you go to HCC. Lots of people there. And one of the things I've learned in my business career is the more networking you do, the more people contacts you have, the better your career is going to be. It's great information, great schooling, and also meet a lot of great people, make a lot of contacts. And two of the best people I know are David and Sandra at HCC. So Gallery Furniture is proud beyond words to be associated with HCC. And I love the Mattress Mack School of Selling. Selling applies to all of us, whether you're a doctor trying to sell your patient on losing weight, whether you're a teacher trying to sell your students on learning their algebra, or whether you're an attorney trying to sell the jury on your point of view in that case. We're all selling every day, and I'm proud to be associated with the HCC School of Selling with my friends David and Sandra.
And I'm so proud of you too for partnering with us with this much needed endeavor, because people always ask, how do I sell? And they're learning from the best. So with that being said, David, can you please explain more about how you met Mattress Mack and how you got him into this wonderful partnership with Houston Community College?
Well, it goes back to about a year ago. Dr. Zach Hodges arranged a meeting or met with Mattress Mack to talk about the Mattress Mack School of Selling, and scheduled a meeting at Gallery Furniture to discuss it and to map it out. It was a great meeting. Mattress Mack was so giving, was so involved in the process and sharing his concepts and ideas that we put this whole thing together. Kimberly Burrows, the head of our Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business Program, and Austin Tennett, one of our faculty, met with Mattress Mack and spent time with him drawing out his philosophies, drawing out his ideas, and put together 6 two-hour sessions, which are absolutely fantastic.
Yes, they are. So Sandra, tell me, how did you develop, what is the way that the program works? Give me some details on how exactly the program works for all the people out there who may be interested in being a part of it. I know you have hundreds of people interested, but tell the audience exactly like the application process, what happens, how long the classes are they online versus in person?
Okay, I'll give you a little bit of history too. It was so great when I was brought into it. I was aware of the development of the different sessions, and I started realizing these session topics are amazing because they're not just for proposed startup and existing entrepreneurs. As Mack says, they're for anyone who wants to improve their relationships, because you're always selling your ideas either at work or at home. If you're trying to convince a toddler to put on his shoes, life is about relationships and selling and improving your relationships. So the different topics were the art of listening, persistence, the ability to say no, building a book of business, caring customer service, and what you learn after you know it all. And so I got involved when they started doing video clips and interviews with Mack to explain and weigh in on each of the sessions. And I said, this is going to be wide appeal. And so we did their first sessions virtually. So we rolled out the first one last March. We did another one in August, and people from all over Houston were coming from all walks of life. People that were proposed startup and existing entrepreneurs, people that wanted to up their game in selling. We had community leaders logging in because they wanted to graduate from the Mattress Mack School of Selling. So now what it's evolved to is we're going to do our first on-site program at Gallery Furniture. So we were delighted to collaborate with Mike Feinberg and Vanessa Ramirez to better evolve the on-site program. So one program, the virtual series, which is starting in March, next Tuesday, as a matter of fact, that's open access where you can come in, take one, more, or all six. If you take all six, you graduate from the program. Or if you took one or two or three in the other series, you can finish those last two that you need and graduate. So it's open access. You can come in late, meaning you can come in the second week or the third week. So that one's really popular. And this is our third cohort of it. Now, the on-site series is application-based because there's a limited amount of classes. And so people have to apply for that, commit to it thoroughly. If they get accepted in, then they attend on-site Wednesday starting in April for 3-hour sessions. And then they graduate as a cohort. So we're excited about that. The deadline for applying for that cohort is on March 22nd.
Thank you for all of that information. It's so detail oriented. Thank you so much. So Mattress Mack, I want to ask you another question. I heard about how the program was developed, how you met HCC, how everything started. How has this program helped your employees? Have this program helped the people that you employ right now? Can you explain anything about that?
Yes, absolutely, Germaine. Some of our salespeople have been watching the Mattress Mack School of Selling videos. They love them, and they've improved their ability to persuade and sell our customers, keep our customers delighted and happy. They've even improved their income through the Mattress Mack School of Selling. So we're very proud of our partners at HCC for making that happen. And as we go forward with the different cohorts with the classes right here at Gallery Furniture, I'm looking forward to getting lots of great graduates from the HCC School of Selling to come out to Gallery Furniture so they can save people money and make their family lots of money.
Wow, this is a wonderful collaboration. So we're going to come right back and continue this conversation in a moment. Please remember that the Entrepreneurial Initiatives Department has so many areas under its department to reach students and entrepreneurs. There are many opportunities and resources available to small business owners through the Entrepreneurial Initiatives Department, and you can find out more about this, guess where? On our website at hccs.edu/small-business. We will be right back.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Times of change like the one we're in can open up opportunities. Houston Community College can help with over 200 programs, 20 campuses, and financial aid. Enroll today for spring classes and frame your future with HCC.
Welcome back, everyone. Sandra, David, and Mattress Mack to our show. I want to start asking a few questions about what are the critical steps, Mattress Mack, that you believe are needed in selling and moving a product? What are the critical steps?
Critical steps, great question. First of all, you have to believe in what you're selling. I believe in what you're selling, believe in what you're doing. Find a job you love to do and you never have to work a day in your life. That's one of my life theories, Germaine. I think people out there are quite often robbed of the joy of work. And I think that work is life's greatest therapy. I work 7 days a week, so I'm getting a lot of therapy from work. But find something you like to do, and then you can sell it because you believe in it. So that would be my number one piece of advice, is find a product or service that you really believe in, that really helps people, and then sell it. I believe a Tempur-Pedic mattress will give you a great night's sleep. I know you can buy it at Gallery Furniture today and get it delivered tonight. Free, free, free.
I have a Tempur-Pedic and I did buy it from your store. So it worked on me. It absolutely worked on me. So David, tell me, what do you think some of the critical steps are that you've been teaching in the Mattress Mack School of Selling?
Well, it goes back to what Mack has said about enjoying what you believe in or believing in what you enjoy. And to sell, you have to be honest. You have to be involved with the customer in a relationship. And it's not simply doing a one-time sale. You have to develop that relationship for continuous relationship over a period of time so that you sell to the same customer. It becomes easier when you have that relationship. So I firmly believe in relationship building.
Okay, so Mack, I would like to ask you another question because you have such a vibrant and outgoing personality. A lot of people feel like you have to have a certain personality to sell, or you have to have that gift of gab to sell. Do you believe that, or do you believe anyone can learn how to sell?
Germaine, I've been an introvert all my life. And when I was broke after I got fired from a convenience store, I decided to make something out of my life. I started going to Toastmasters. I learned how to speak in front of people. I learned how to project myself. And I'm still I'm not the life of the party at the party. I'm kind of introverted. But I learned that in certain settings, you got to be outgoing, you got to be bubbly, you got to be friendly so I can turn it on and off. And I think all of us can do that. And the more, as David said so wisely, the more relationships we have, the more people we know, the more contacts we have, the better we're going to do in business. So I think anybody can be good in sales. All you got to do is put a smile on your face and sell a product that you really believe in. And then it's not selling, it's just being who you are and say, this is great, you'll enjoy this, buy this mattress, and you'll sleep great tonight.
Wow. Okay. So Sandra, can you add to what Mack and David has said from what you've experienced from your students who've gone through the Mattress Mack class? Have you seen where they have taken all of the things they've learned and applied them, and you've seen a difference in them after they've learned all of these components of selling?
Sure. I think one of the things that we teach very much in the Mattress Mack School of Selling is that you're building a relationship with the customer and you're solving a problem for the customer. So I'm an introvert as well. And so I relate very well to what Mack has just said, in that if you get yourself out of the way and you're thinking about solving a problem with that for that customer, then your heart is going into it. And it's all about solving a problem for that customer and understanding how they feel about it, what they want, what they're looking for. And once you're doing that, you're not so concerned about yourself because you're being, an instrument of help to this person. And so our even experienced entrepreneurs have said, I was able to get out of the way of it all and quit worrying about myself and just be a problem solver for my customer. And that made everything easy. And so that's like waking up light bulb moments for everyone who goes through the program. And it's a lot because of Mack. So thank you, Mack, for what you do.
Absolutely.
Well said, Sandra. If you're helping other people get what they want, you'll get what you want.
Absolutely. And speaking of that, selling is only a part of being an entrepreneur, getting that product into the house. There's also other elements in the business that you have to do as far as revenue and profit and loss and all the ups and downs that you're talking about. So can you please tell our audience how you managed during the pandemic when everything shut down and people weren't allowed to come into Gallery Furniture anymore and buy furniture? How did you handle this time?
Well, Germaine, we were deemed an essential business and people kept coming in, and I happen to thrive on chaos, and the more chaotic it is, the better I seem to do. So all the supply disruption problems, we had an advantage on that, and we buy made in America products. We weren't waiting on the container shift from China or the Far East, so that gave us a tremendous advantage. And we during the pandemic, people stayed home more, so home furniture was a very hot item. We did very well during the pandemic, and we're doing well now because, again, we found out, as Zig Ziglar once said, a great motivational speaker, if you help enough people get what they want, you get what you want. People wanted a better, more comfortable home. We provided it for them, and our employees were able to benefit from it. So the same thing, and like Sandra said, help people get what they want, you get what you want. And that's what David in the HCC School of Mattress Mack Selling keeps teaching. And I've got to tell you, it's a great program for young people or middle-aged people or older people get involved and learn how to sell their ideas, because selling ideas is crucial to the policeman, to the fireman, to the preacher, or to the candlestick maker.
Exactly. That's just so wonderful. So what advice would you give to others who weren't able to be so lucky to be designated as essential? If they have, because I'm sure that if you hadn't gotten that designation, you still would have found a way to sell that furniture. So what advice would you give to people who didn't have that opportunity?
My advice is always to innovate or evaporate. You got to change the business model all the time. You got to change. When Hannibal 1,000 years ago had an army of elephants and he arrived at the Alps, the guy said, "You'll never take those elephants over the Alps." Hannibal said this, he said, "I will find a way. If not, I will make the way." And great entrepreneurs find a way. So you got to have that can-do attitude, and getting knocked down ought to make you feel good, because it means you're in the free enterprise game. Get up, dust yourself off, get right back in the free enterprise game and fight to live another day. So that's my advice to people, is never, never, never give up. Thomas Edison, who invented the light bulb, said the genius in life is sticking to it. And Germaine, I'm going to stick to it.
Well, thank you so much for letting us know. And I actually am teaching a principles of selling class this semester, as I'm an adjunct professor, and I'm definitely going to show them this video so they can get all this energy that you're giving us and take it in, so they can learn all of these techniques that you have provided. So I want to thank you so much for being my guest today. I would like to thank Sandra and David as well. It's been an awesome, awesome experience listening to you and all of your very, very much needed advice. And
thanks, Germaine. Thanks, David and Sandra.
And as always, I would like to share a motivational tip for our entrepreneurs. Now, all of these tips that I'm about to share, I read on Wiki that they're hung around your store in various places. So many of these quotes hang in Mack stores and are about overcoming adversity. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. Overcome everything negative with a positive. What doesn't destroy me only serves to make me stronger. Until next time, thanks for watching Our Community, Our Money, the Entrepreneur in You.
Times of change like the one we're in can open up opportunities. Houston Community College can help with over 200 programs, 20 campuses, and financial aid. Enroll today for spring classes and frame your future with HCC.
The faculty at HCC represents the best of the city. They're committed to getting our students to their goals. HCC, for everyone, anytime, anyway.